about 35, 40%, maybe even more than that. I'm going to let Brooke, if you would just discuss that. And groceries generally, prices are coming down, and energy prices are coming down, and I hope the Fed lowers interest rates, and then you're going to see interest rates coming down, and I'll have you speak about that in a second, Scott. Brooke, go ahead.
Well, sir, thank you. I think the first thing that's really remarkable to note is that the prices of eggs under the 4 years of Joe Biden increased 237%. 237% in those 4 years, and yet it wasn't covered in the press at all.
Wow, over 230% under Joe Biden, and they're already dropping like rocks under President Trump. But what other prices can we expect to come down? That's the question. Joining me now to discuss is former chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, Thomas Phillipson. Thomas, thank you so much for joining the Pulse this evening. In your opinion, what other, he talked about gas, he talked about groceries as a whole, of course, eggs. What other prices should Americans start to see coming down?
I think across the board, clearly energy prices are going to come down with the deregulatory efforts that's going to be taking place and are taking place already with energy by this president. But also, he's implementing a lot of supply side policies, meaning things that will expand the supply of goods and services. And when that happens, automatically prices come down. But on top of it, I think we're not going to have these huge deficits, which basically made the Fed print money, meaning they bought the bonds from the U.S. bonds and basically flooded the market with extra money. And that's really the COVID inflation was a huge surge in the money supply. And when you increase any supply, you reduce the value of it. And that's essentially what reduced value of money is essentially what inflation is. You can't buy as much goods with it. So cutting the deficit and also having supply side policies coming in effect, we hope will bring a lot of downward pressure on prices.
Yeah, it sure seems like it would, and hopefully the fear a lot of people have had over the value of our dollar losing money consistently, hopefully that's going to change as well. I know, Thomas, President Trump's reciprocal tariffs, they're going to go into effect on April 2nd. He's calling it Liberation Day. What effect do you think those tariffs will have on grocery prices and the economy as a whole?
Well, the economy as a whole is very interesting. You have a lot of international pressure, arguing against Trump's tariffs, but U.S. is really the victim, not the criminal when it comes to tariffs. We're treated way worse abroad than we treat foreign companies here. So this is a